At the end of the day, it's like people will support the movement more than they supported the name.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Born to Tint podcast. I'm Ricky. Glad to be here with my big brother, Josh.
What's going on, everyone? Today, we had a really fun conversation with Chris and Dante, Worldwide Tint. Check it out.
Rolling.
All right, so
A long time no see.
World Tint, formerly known as Tint the World. I know you guys have already kind of talked about it a bit.
Formerly.
But obviously name change.
Yes.
Don't have to go too in depth if you don't want to. But I mean, I kind of know the story behind it. I know you guys have talked about it a little bit. So what initiated the brand change, should I say?
Go ahead, Chris.
So initially, I got a phone call at 6 a.m. from a very big name in the industry that was saying that we should be expecting a phone call or some sort of message of communication that was saying essentially that the name was too close to somebody else's pre-existing company. This company has X amount of locations.
Tint World.
Yes, it is. There it is right there. Tint World. And so basically we got a phone call and then we spoke with the investors, or not the investors, the owner that was saying that he had investors back in his company and that he basically needed to come after us because if he didn't come after us, then he would no longer have rights to the trademark to his name. And yeah, essentially me and Dante kind of talked about it. We had a bunch of conversations with, industry leaders. And we also talked to some lawyers that basically were telling us like, you guys have a case to keep the name, but it's just going to depend on how much BS you guys are wanting to deal with and how much capital you guys want to invest into keeping the name.
We just really weren't trying to go dollar for dollar with a multi-million-dollar company. Obviously, we were going to run out of money first. And I think our name, in all seriousness, wasn't really behind our necessary movement and our clothing. It's more of like us when it comes down to
What's so funny?
Nothing's funny, actually.
Nothing's funny. We almost got sued.
Yeah, so it's nothing's funny. So basically, we just realized that Tint the World was not necessarily tied to our movement and who we are as people that are creating the apparel and everything that stands behind it. So we basically decided that the name change was going to be needed, and we're just going to stick with it, trademark, and do everything right the first time, because when we initially started it, I mean, we kind of winged it, and then it kind of worked out. So, I mean, with anything, even with business, a lot of businesses don't even have insurance for the first 6 months. So
doing it right. Doing it right the first time. You guys at least did something, and then you bumped up against a little, speed bump, and it seems like you guys, in my eyes, navigated obviously really well in my eyes. I think the jump in name, especially where you are at, and also the message behind it too, because it also does paint a clear message of what you guys. I'm not trying to not say ruffle feathers, but I'm not trying to cause any problems. We just wanted a high-end apparel line for what tinters can wear.
No problems. We weren't looking for any problems.
We weren't stepping on their toes regardless. We sell apparel. They're a automotive restyling shop. Yeah, so they're just automotive restyling shop. So it's not like, even if they wanted to, their case is mainly just the name thing. It's not necessarily, we're not taking any business from them. Yeah. Nobody's buying their merchandise as far as apparel goes. I don't know if they're planning on starting it.
I would imagine they probably have hats or some sort.
Yeah, they probably have some sort of apparel, but we're not taking out of their pocket. They don't make money off of that.
No.
So
I think Josh brought up a good point, because he was like, dude, if somebody's searching it up, and I actually did do some searching online, and when you type in Tint World shows up. So it's like, it could have even been.
Yeah, if anything, you guys were giving them free publicity, because people are going to accidentally find them over finding you.
Yeah, you search that name even to this day, and they will pop up. I think Tint the World still pops up, but
I think more likely. I understand where the owner coming from, and the fact that it's a franchise program where people are buying into it, and if any one of those franchise owners is like, "Hey, what? You're not going to do something about this?" Like it could. I see why he had to make the step he needed to make.
No,
he wasn't mean about it. I mean, he kind of just told us what it was and what he had to do. As you know, a person that has investors under him. I mean, if I were making investments on a company, I wouldn't want, anybody to come in between, my money, basically. Yeah. I mean, I understand that. So, I mean, that's why I wasn't really like against it. Cause I mean, I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't think we were taking any of their business when it came to like apparel. So I think it was mainly exactly what he told us it was. So, but we made the switch to Worldwide Tint. So there's that.
Yeah, I think it was good that it happened as early as it did too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy too. Cause I mean, when we obviously had, I guess 2 drops through 2. Yeah, 2 main drops. We had some drops that were kind of teasing along the way, but we never really initially dropped them. And then we dropped them after we turned to Worldwide Tint. So now everything getting posted, whether it's the hats, Ricky's wearing one. And Chris, you guys are matching. It's cute, actually. Yeah. So we ended up dropping them after we made the name change. So it actually just worked out. We were waiting on it. And then we made the drops and they're selling like hotcakes. I mean, at
the events, I think that's where like a lot of the sales come from. But I think the biggest thing too, like if it had to happen, it was better that it happened early.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a year or 2 years in where there's just more industry recognition than where there is now. So if there was a time to switch, it was the same thing. It was just like, dude, if we didn't even like really fight it initially, it's like, all right, maybe this is just a sign of transition, as opposed to like going through the headache of just dealing with the, like he said, just multi-million dollar, dollar per dollar. We weren't going to be able to handle that anyways. So it was just like, dude, we just might as well switch, because at the end of the day, it's like people will support the movement more than they supported the name.
And then as the movement in the company was growing too, like it was perfect timing, like coming off of Tinter battles in between, like you guys dropping the members, the different people being added to the crew. Put it that way. That it was in perfect timing of transition to where you can make that pivot and it's not going to be like detrimental.
Well, there was so many people that were like, I think that's why it ended up happening, because like some of the biggest names in the industry like ended up just funneling towards the brand unintentionally. So funny. Here goes the glasses off again.
There's just gonna be clips of him having the glasses on and then off and then off and then off.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I just know Ricky's gonna have like a turn to the camera.
Am I missing something?
with the GTA music.
Yeah.
But unintentionally, just some of the biggest names within the industry just kind of like funneled and kind of got concentrated to the brand, and I think that's where like a lot of people were like, dude, what is this? Like, what does it even mean? And that's kind of like, we kind of just started realizing that like the quote unquote members were like now brand ambassadors. But because of that, so much publicity happened that like when it was really riding high, that's when we got the message. So.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely got some members that have some, I guess you could say, so-called clout in the industry. I mean, I don't know anybody bigger than the ones we really got right now.
I don't.
So, I mean, yeah, it was honestly bound to happen. I mean, like, if you don't know who some of the members that we end up having are, or any of them that we have, then you're probably living under a rock in the industry.
It was funny because on one of the Facebook groups, somebody was like, man, what do you have to do to become a member? And there was a comment that was like, you got to be a celebrity tinter. And I was like, but in my head, I was like, well, yeah, you kind of have to if, we've met all these people and, some of these people were asking to be like members, and then it just kind of happened like that. So I was like, dude, well, yeah, when you have that pool of people accessible, I guess you could say, to label as members, like, we're going to do it.
I don't think anybody got, I guess you could say, quote unquote, famous in the industry for doing, or any of our members at least, for doing stupid stuff. Everybody has their credibility where it's due.
It's like legit.
There are things that they end up doing that is just different from each other. Is what got them famous. Helping other installers, showing different installation techniques, business stuff. Just satisfying videos. It could even be, just in different ways to tint a window or abnormal ways.
Or the people that we've just met, that we've actually sat down and had like real conversations with, like, Richard, we went to his shop and he showed all love, important sauce. So that was like somebody that's not even like that big outside of like the important sauce. But like when we went to his shop, how long did we stay there for? We were there we were there like all day.
Yeah, it was like we got there and it was kind of like initially it was just going to be exchange of stuff, hi, bye. But it was like we sat down and he kind of ran us through the whole ringer as to like how he got there. And honestly, for a lot of the people, especially in this industry, I do have a lot of respect for them to, get to where they were with considering circumstances. Because, I mean, when you look at yours, sometimes you think that you're going through some crazy stuff. And then you're like, you hear about another person's story, you're like, bro, I haven't done shit. Like, I haven't run through the ringer. And that also gives me another more respect for risk, I guess you could say. Because a lot of people don't want to risk and start a business and go out and do the extra thing because of they don't want to be back where they started. But the person that started from the lowest, in my opinion, has the biggest advantage.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, we're like, they started from here, so everything's up.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like those people, and Richard especially, he's a very good tinter. Yes. I mean, he's won, I don't know how many events he's been to, but he's won several of them. I mean, to my knowledge, and I watched him tint at his shop, and he's just as good as he says he is online.
At the Audubon conference, he won his division.
Biting the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
I started calling him Einstein because he just started pulling like a bunch of tools out the box. He's like, hey, you ever use this? You ever use this? And I'm like, no, I haven't.
I still use the prep blade he gave me.
Yeah.
The one that folds. Like it's just a razor holder.
Throwing out random tools and they
was it like a switchblade? No, it's just a regular one that folds out, right? Metal.
It like, so the blade's here and then like the
it's
back
like a switchblade.
Yeah, kind of like a scissor.
Yeah,
whatever it's called, the
multi-tool with pliers. Is it metal?
What's the illegal butterfly knife? It's like
black,
a butterfly knife.
Black and green.
Yeah, sorry, not switchblade, butterfly knife. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it gets into the seal really good. He was like, look, so Shula, he showed me one razor and then he like poked it into the seal and he was like, look, it's not even going all the way in the seal. And then he showed me that one and it actually like flexed in the seal like perfectly.
Oh, see, for me, my go-to on seals is just going to be an alpha.
Oh, yeah, I would say the same. Yeah, if I'm cleaning a seal like that, it would be with an alpha.
I used to have, when I was younger, growing up in the shop, I'd have the blade holders because it was the only job I could have or I was allowed to do to begin with. No one wants to see a 12-year-old Tinter car. So I was just the prepper. So that was like my go-to. I had to have the holder. And then eventually got to the point I just got used to holding the blade in my hand because I was sick of switching the blade out and the holder. And I was like, this is just too much time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of those out there. But no, Richard he came out and sat down. And that dude's, I love that guy. That guy is super genuine. Like all the stuff that happens online and like the videos getting posted and stuff. It's just, I look at it, my personal opinion is just, it's like, why waste energy in making a video about somebody and their product and what they're charging? Like you just spent your time doing that, driving in your car and posted it, and you like, would you post it? And you're like,
yeah. I mean,
what does that do for anybody?
I've been outsourced for shops that are using like mimic gels. And they're just not the same. They're not the same. And then also like for some reason, he brought up a good point though. No one was talking about the sauce until he came out with it. Yeah. It wasn't even a thing. And now all of a sudden everyone has an opinion on it, where it's like at the end of the day, it's just like a supplement to tint, I guess you could say, where it's like,
it's just an extra tool.
It's not needed, but it helps out.
It does.
I mean,
but I think the controversy
they don't need to buy
good.
it. No. So that's the thing is like, I don't see why people go out of their way to like bash, however much something costs. The same thing like bashing prices at your tint shop, but they were never your client. So it's like, why are you going out of your way to like say something bad about
it's ego?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I would never pay this much for that. You know? And it's like, you never had to begin with. I mean, it wasn't necessarily made for you.
Yeah.
In specific. So
there's a lot of things in this industry like that. Like people that refuse to use a film handler for architectural. I can cut it out of the box. Oh, cool. So can I. But I know I can cut it more efficiently, faster, in a more systematized way.
And you can save more film.
Yeah, and I can make sure I have factory. There's all these reasons why.
This is better.
Yeah.
More efficient, more optimal.
Yeah. Can you do it straight out of the box? Sure. We did it for decades. But now that we know how to use the film handler properly, we're going to use the film handler.
Well, it's also like when that person says, well, I can cut it. Well, yeah, but like there might be an extra half inch or inch. It's like, and it's like, well, yeah, it's like, okay, hold on. You take that extra inch, times it by, what did we do? Just like, we did like 90,000 square feet last year.
Yeah, it's close to it.
So 90,000 square feet, that 1 inch on every single one of those patterns equals thousands of dollars. Like that matters. And when you're actually trying to, if you want me to reinvest back into the company, hey, might come do it for a pay raise or something like that. Like that's why those things matter.
And cutting out of a box is probably more like 2 or 3 extra inches because
if you're good, but the only way to get that good is that means that you've screwed up that much film or you've wasted that much film. So to get to that point to be that good, like you are going to either cut a couple patterns short or you're going to pull some patterns long. And then eventually you get to the point where you can cut within an inch. Like when I was box cutting and that's all we were doing, I could cut my patterns within an inch square. So that's what I was doing every single day. I got real good at it, but it took me years.
I cut usually. I still cut out of the box, and I cut with like a 2.5 additional.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Yeah.
I think that's more standard.
It's standard, but that's where we're going to hammer home, get a film handler, or at least get the box splitter that was
Mike Norris.
Yeah. Buy the set from him. Or from from his website. I would get the set of all of them.
Mike's good. That setup's pretty nice for just cheap entry level box slitter that can help you save film. It's a good one.
Yes. Yeah. Because all those couple extra inches, beyond the fact it's going to save on material, the other thing it's going to save you on is on your installs. Having a nice tight pattern is completely different than having an extra 3 or 4 inches on one side, not the other. Because then you're pre-cutting it off on one side so you can get it to fit in.
Trimming it down.
That invites contamination in. Like you can still do it without getting contamination in the window, but you're just adding an extra variable to the process that doesn't need to be there as long as everything is cut down to begin with. Or pulled off of something to where you can cut it and give yourself a half inch on each side. Just put it in there. Or
even better, commercial with the gaskets pulled. You can just cut it exact width of the frame. And now someone you've trained for a week can install that window cleanly.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of reasons why it's worth using. So
people stuck in their ways, man.
Yeah, it's even the sauce. You don't need it, but there's a bunch of scenarios where I'm going to encourage my guys to use as much as it takes. I don't care because I know that they're going to get that job done, a lot faster. Like French panes. I'm a big fan of pre-cutting them if they're really dirty and nasty, and that's going to take a while, but it's going to turn out perfect. Now, you don't have to do that. You sauce the edges of that. You can install it cleanly without doing that. How much time does that save?
I've never used sauce on French panes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos. I just haven't tried it. I believe it, but
it works fantastic.
And you can cut your gap much smaller.
Yeah, you can cut tighter.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's before they ripped it off, the one single window over there, I did during our last class, and I sauced one edge and I didn't sauce the other edge. And
just to see,
just to see, hey, my non-sauce edge was still clean, but I trimmed my gap the way I do when I'm trying to get a clean install on a French pane, so you could see the gap. On the sauce side, I intentionally tried to cut it as tight as humanly possible, and it still came out stupidly clean. The edge stayed down, nothing leaked back into my window. So it's why wouldn't I use it?
Someone that's been tinting for 20, 30 years, that's gotten it down to a science that can just crank them out, sure. But you got someone with only a couple of years experience, they're not going to do them as fast as the dude with 20 or 30 years experience. But with the sauce, all of a sudden, they'll be close.
Yeah.
And you won't have to worry about contamination.
I've noticed the biggest thing in that is just the edges around the windshield. They just tend to come out way cleaner. Yeah. You're eliminating, those extra dust particles that are unavoidable. And now all of a sudden it's just clean, everything.
Yeah, the edges on flat too. It's the same thing. I mean, he explained it really well when he was on here. Contamination is going to follow the water.
Yeah.
So if you can eliminate that step, which that's what the sauce does, and then when you squeegee it out, it just pushes whatever's there along the edge right out with it. Who was it that made the video? It was last week or so. Was it Austin? with shaving hair and throwing it onto sauce and then squeegeeing a piece of foam. Did anybody see that?
I just figured out there's
it pushes all the hair right
I
out.
don't know. Is that sauce?
I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it was, but
because he hasn't, like, I've seen that he hasn't mentioned name in anything.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's like a black label sauce. I don't know what it is. But I realized that there is a way to squeegee it. So I don't know how your guys are squeegeeing it, but I take it very slow because you want that gel to carry all the particles. So when I use it, I go around the edges extremely slow.
He needs to redo that video. I saw one comment on there, which I don't know if he responded or not, but it's like, all right, so you sprayed the gel and you put it on top of the gel. Put it on the window or put it underneath the gel. Is it going to have the same reaction?
What do you mean?
So he sprayed the gel on the window. He then shaved his hair and went on top of the gel. What would happen if the contamination was already on the glass and you sprayed the gel on top of it? I'm not sure what I think the guy was trying to get at. Like, it's not going to roll out the same way. Like I would think it would. I've never seen it.
I think you need enough sauce and it wouldn't matter.
That's what I think too. But it seemed like the guy was trying to make a point of like, if it's reversed, it's not going to work. I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, the fact that we're talking about it is good publicity. Right? Yeah, controversy sells.
So yeah,
you guys looking forward to
give it a try.
Tinter battles.
Looking to be the first double champ. Yeah, absolutely.
So how does this work? How does that work dynamic if Josh takes it home and
he beats me?
So was it singles ever?
No, this is the first singles ball.
Yeah, they've been singles.
They haven't.
The Orlando.
Waves Castle.
Marcus and Joe.
You know what they need to bring back? They need to bring back.
It was still single to get to that, though.
It was single to get to that.
That was kind of sick.
Hey, the window on the chains. I feel like they need to bring that back just for fun. Because I was watching one of the videos and I was like, dude, there's no shot. And that window just dangling.
The second set of hands was just holding it.
That's the first time I ever saw Marcus and he's like holding it down and like Joe's like sweating and stuff.
Doing that now, we could make those windows almost perfect. Because I wouldn't make the same mistake I made last time, and I'd have gel this time too. Because I would lock all your edges. Sauce. My bad.
Hey, I didn't notice that.
I think anyone knows what I'm talking about. If I say gel, I'm influenced.
You just noticed that sticker.
I just noticed that sticker.
Yeah, beautiful sticker. It's being covered by that.
But yeah, no, we could definitely do that again. It would come out better. I had one side that was good.
So you guys did that? The one was on the chain?
Yeah. We were in the finals for that.
Who were you guys going against?
Well, first off, the finals started off, it was the top 8 best scorer wins. So round 1 went and then round 2 went. And when we went, we got to because there was film on the winners beforehand.
Was that a flat? That was the flat glass competition?
Yeah.
That was the
hanging
finals.
windows.
I bet that pissed so many people off.
No, it was really cool because
it was like they were probably like, this is bullshit.
It was written into the rules if you read it properly.
If you read between the lines, he said exactly what he was going to do. And I'm like reading it too, and he had made a comment about that like, read what it says.
What
and
are
like,
the rules?
It was, you're going to do a double hung window. So it's okay. All that statement's 100% true. The way he did it.
The flat glass, I think this time it just put me like an entirely different perspective. Like after Film Fest, I'm like, dude, that can be.
Yeah. Yes and no. It's repetition.
How did you know the exact measurement to cut on those wood boxes on the people?
Mine
you just laid them down.
I had to cut one. Hey, being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Is that what it was?
Is that what it was?
One was actually.
Are you part of the?
One was short. So one was short, one was too big. So
who podiumed? It was.
It went Fernando, Johnny, Magic.
Dude,
I
full respect to Johnny for that shaky hand.
I almost caught.
But they said that they were telling me that his hand is always shaking.
Yeah,
like he just has
made some cuts with
being in a stressful situation. Shit's gonna shake.
I've only had a couple of times competing that my hand that I haven't.
Dude,
found
you know who was shaking? Your dad, Chris Brooks.
Oh, he was pissed. He was pissed. I worked that ass.
Like when he messed up the first time.
Oh, he was pissed.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Staring straight at him. Fuck.
That was good that you guys went on that frame together.
What's like the hardest window you've done like out in a job for flat?
Hardest window?
You were like, that was.
It's probably got to do with the film too. Right?
There's a couple of jobs that come to mind now. If you're talking about like hard, which you like getting on top of a 22-foot ladder, standing on top of the A-frame of it, and doing a 5x6 in the air. That's not fun. I mean, installing it, not hard. It's just keeping your balance and not dying. That's
22 foot.
We have a skyscraper Little Giant. I've had to do some sketchy things on it. That looking back,
skyscraper Little Giant.
Yeah, that would not be OSHA approved.
No. Wouldn't that be doing this?
Is that what it's called? Skyscraper Little Giant.
Yeah, it's a 22.
You need another ladder to set it up. Yeah. So like you have to.
Supposedly Brian Tecklenburg sets that thing up without one, but I don't know how.
If you extended it while it was still on the ground and then tilted the whole thing up, but
no, like he does it. Like he lifts part of it up and clips it in, goes on the other side, lifts it up. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. No, thank you. Like it's just no. But yeah, it's a standing 22-foot A-frame ladder. Now, if you're actually talking about like getting a clean install, beyond wood frames, because wood frames are just never fun. There is one I can think of that I did it in like I wouldn't say the heart of Vegas, but pretty much the heart of Vegas, like off of anyone who knows Vegas, you have 15 that runs the strip, like just pretty much in the middle of the strip, just west of it. There's an older house where I think they were rubber seals at one point, but it was pretty much concrete. So like trying to scrape that out and clean it and get a clean install in there. I had to scrap one or two pieces, but I eventually got it down. It just ended up having to be pre-cut. And I mean, that's usually technically like the hardest installs is just going to have to pre-cut something. If I'm just standing in front of a window, like if it's a window I don't think I can get clean, I'll just pre-cut it. And if you can't get a clean install in a pre-cut, you might want to change something. Something needs to change.
You're about to be like, change
something needs to change.
Change to a different industry or something.
No, it just
means like it's still hard.
Not change a different industry. It's just there's something you're not doing. There's a step that you need to add in somewhere that you should be able to install anything pre-cut clean. And if it's not coming out clean, you are trying to take a shortcut somewhere where if you're at the point of pre-cutting, there should be zero shortcuts.
So would you say that window at Film Fest is like relatively?
Did you pre-cut that one?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I wasn't going to after I covered, but then I thought about it and I was like, nah, I'll just pre-cut.
Yeah.
Like, and when I opened my box, there was just a straight edge on the side, so it was great. So I had two straight edges.
Oh, you had a 60, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you got a 60 and just cut.
Well, both sides were. Again, this is where like Fernando, like it's like one of those things. I've said it too. You got to look in the gray areas of competitions, and obviously there was a huge glaring gray area in that competitions. Like our boxes of film, you say go get them from your manufacturer. If that box of film has a straight edge on it to begin with, you now have two straight edges. So my box had a straight edge on it.
So straight edge.
I put it on a film handler and cut it.
I knew it.
So I had a straight edge off the box and straight edge on the top.
You just couldn't cut your pattern ahead of time.
Yeah.
I pre-cut the film.
No, you cannot take your film off. Rule stated you cannot pull the film off the roll. The film was not off the roll. It wasn't pre-cut on the roll either because they were looking for that. Some people, I think,
you load it on a film handler and cut 2 inches off of it with a straight edge and put it back in the box.
You have a straight edge.
Now you already have a straight edge.
So that's how you got the cleanest window?
No, pre-cutting it and prepping it.
I haven't gone.
I bet it was nice to have.
I haven't gone over the rules.
I mean, it just would have been me cutting one more extra edge. All I did, because I pre-cut it, I lined up 2 edges. It gave me 2 edges to cut. You still had to cut around the entire box. There was one thing I would probably change because I did cut the middle to begin with and splice it up the middle and then fold over the sides and then cut it. I didn't really think about it then. I forget who told me this. What I should have done is I should have also done a diagonal cut in the corners.
Yeah, that's what I would have
done. Like cut my bottom still split up the middle before folding my edges down, find those 2 points and split it, put a 45-degree angle on there. So when you do fold it down, it doesn't put the little tear or put any stress on that corner. My corners would turn out better. But
that's the way I would do those is 45 the corner.
I mean, competition wise, that was definitely, I would say that's up there, one of the harder ones, but I guess pulling the rubbers made it a lot easier. If they would have left the rubbers that would have been that disaster. That would have sucked. That would have sucked. We all would have had horrible windows. Like, especially if us saying 20 minutes and they even added 5 minutes. I think I still could have finished in 5 minutes. Or
it was 20. 15, or no,
it was. They gave you 20 because they had to cut around, so they gave you 20 minutes. So I knew I had plenty of time. And then they added an extra 5 minutes. I think with about 5 minutes to spare. which at that point I was about to start, like, I knew I had to start moving. And like, I would have got the finished product.
Sane's got his window done fast.
Yeah.
But he's very like.
Did he have a pre-cut?
Did he pre-cut his? I don't know if he peeled and stuck his.
He's one of the most serious competitors I've seen though. Like he's there to.
Oh, he wants to win.
To win.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I respect it. No, that's what I'm saying. He kind of like epitomizes like the competition side of things for me because he's there and like he means business. Like, he's there to win.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Yeah, and he's really good.
Well, now that you can do three things in WFCT, I would imagine he's going to hop into PPF. I would imagine
he doesn't do PPF.
No, he does. He just at WFCT, you're only allowed to pick 2 categories.
What?
They opened it to 3 this year. But say if you are like you just have a hell of a day or hell of 2 days, and you're in all 3 finals, if any 3 of them conflict with each other, you have to choose which one you want to not do.
Oh, that brings up a good point. So I had somebody tell me to just stick to one, but I'm going to do flat and auto. Do they ever conflict with each other?
No, as long as you sign up for both. In the prelims, they're not going to. In the finals, they won't.
Okay. So they'll take care to make sure that.
Yeah. So like for me, I'm doing decorative. We're doing automotive, and we're doing flat. So decorative is it's the first 3 hours of the first day. You put up your window. That's it. So that you don't have to do anything else past that because it gets voted on the rest of the show by the people's choice, and then the judges judge it, and then it's done. Then I'll have flat and then auto. The one thing I do like about that is that knowing that I'm in the decorative, I know I won't be in heat 1 of either competition.
Yeah, I think that's just such a downside if you're in the first round.
I don't think I've ever made it into the finals being in the first round.
Yeah, there's just like.
Majority of times I've ever made the finals is I'm not in the first round.
For automotive, I guess it's okay, but I mean, you're still kind of seeing what they're judging, how they're judging.
Well, it's the judges settling in themselves, and I don't think it's intentional at all because we've done our own little judging stuff here. It's really hard to be like, I'm going to stick to this standard, and then all of a sudden it changes through.
Everybody's windows suck.
Well,
and then you're like, all right, well, I kind of judge the first round kind of crazy.
No, it's or you have a really good one in the first round, but you don't want to score it too high because there might be a lot of better, like.
Yeah, I get it.
It's sticking to the exact score sheet. So if you're going to score this window in this manner, you have to score the rest of the windows in the manner where you might get to a window at the end where it's like you look at the window and you're like, visually, I think this one's actually better than the first one, but by the point system, this one had more specs, so that accounted for more. Like, it can make it seem like, well, technically, because when we did our in-house one for WFCT before Reno, like my cousin's the one who ended up winning. But like the first window, it's like, all right, I want to go back and change the score because I feel like we kind of maybe changed a bit, but you can't go back and change the score because you don't see the window anymore. So you might judge that first one a little too harsh, but you try not to. So it's just hard, like judging in general. So anyone who bashes the judges and it's like they're just trying to have like they don't got to be there. They don't win nothing. At best, the room gets paid for and the room get in the flight. At best, those 2 things get paid for. But they're taking time off from work to go judge this, and they're putting their name to it too. Like it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not an easy thing to do because you're going to have 64 or 120 something because of the automotive. You're going to have 120 installers that all think that they're the best, all have the biggest egos, and my window was perfect. I don't know what you were seeing, and we're all guilty of it.
Do you think they're ever going to have a standardized scoring system implemented through
all of them?
Yeah.
No, I don't want them to. I like the way WFCT does this thing. I guess a lot of people say it's a lot more suit and tie in business. It is a lot more rigid with their rules. There are things that you cannot do, things that you can do. You cannot talk to people. There is in, out, and it puts everyone in an uncomfortable situation because everyone's like, that's not how my shop is. That's how none of our shops are. Perfect. When we're now all on even ground. Flat glass wise, I cut the rubbers or I pull them. I don't ever do it like this. None of us do, for the most part. Some do, but none of us do. So now we're all on the same even playing field. We're all doing something that we don't ever do. How else do you want to put someone else's skills to the test? That's like the perfect scenario. Yeah. Tinter battles, loud, very energetic. Storylines. It's still a competition because it still is graded. But at the same time, you bring a completely different environment to that. And then Film Fest, I felt like it was a good mix between the both. Like you were able to talk to the competitors next to you. Like you do that WSET, you're gonna get bounced. They're gonna DQ you. You can't talk to nobody.
It's crazy.
As soon as you hit the showroom floor, if you're competing, you cross that threshold.
So it's quiet in there. All you're hearing is spray bottles.
Yeah.
I've seen people like can the spectators speak to themselves?
They can talk amongst each other. Yeah.
You just can't go in.
They can't if any like proctor sees that like someone's like, hey, don't forget that over there. You just like that person just got you DQ'd. Because if they're standing behind you and watching
so
you,
you
can't coach, can't give advice.
Hey, you were competing and you had like a beer bottle in your thing and you threw it in the trash and said, hey, he's drinking, he's disqualified or something.
Well, see, like even Film Fest had those rules too. You couldn't coach from the sidelines.
But they were like very gray because everyone was.
It was to a point. Like I don't think anyone overstepped that boundary or made it uncomfortable. Like they're looking for blatant things of like, as like you think you can turn around and, hey, dude, you got trash over there. And that directly influenced that person to walk over and pick it up. So like
You're still doing that.
What are the scoring systems for like messy areas? They really do ding you for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would have.
Did they release the scorecards for it?
I would have took third last year at WSUT if I didn't leave a single piece of film on my ladder. I lost a point.
You left a piece of film on
it? Was hanging on the back step of the ladder, not the step.
Wow.
I grabbed my ladder and I moved it out of the way. In my eyes, I just moved my tool out of the way. So it's like I didn't look at it again. I looked at my area, picked everything up, and at that point too, I was already kind of on high alert if everyone had a camera on me because allegedly. There was a tape measure behind me in the first round that somehow just got picked up. I don't know. But it got reported. And then everyone was like, I think my days of skating through that gray area are gone in that competition. I have everybody staring at me with a camera. And
at WFCT. How does that feel? It is what it is.
There's always a crowd. There's always a crowd.
So you're basically famous.
No.
You're the man.
No. Definitely not. definitely not. But it's he literally Sal took it and he stuck it to my frame. And then later that day I talked to him, he goes, this is only a point. And he's like, it didn't make a difference. And then when we got our scores back, I lost by half a point. I was out of third by half a point. Because the film was
stuck to your
Well, no, he put it there letting me know I left a piece on the ground. And like he drew a marker on it and like wrote a message to me.
Did they release the scorecards for Film Fest? I think Cash said they were going to release them Wednesday of that following week.
I haven't checked yet. I mean, he might have.
I'm interested to see mine because me and Diego were like, dude, I think we have a chance to podium. And we got ace.
Wait, you talking about the points or like how they graded each car?
What did you guys go into the next round with score-wise?
7th. But we didn't know that it was cumulative. And I know that we put up a better car. Our car was better the second time around than the first time.
I know.
And I can only say that because we left a small light gap on the first one, and the rest of the windows were good. And there was less marks on the second car than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, the Team Auto, I think, but like maybe 2 or 3 cars, all scored really high.
Yeah,
like they all put out really like the opposite from where you guys were. The other side, that other side was like razor thin.
Was it iTint?
His was good. The guy.
Well, dude,
took first. That was Joshua Reeves. Yeah, he's a hell of a tinter.
Well, dude, everyone in there was great.
Yes,
10 out of 10 tinters.
Oh no, that was winning. That one was like you had to have everything go your way, have a great score from the previous day.
Yeah.
And have to put up a hell of a
That was
vehicle.
only sucking thing about the cumulative is if you did it good on like the actual finals, even it doesn't matter how hard it was, you could have got the best score. But if your first day was not the one, you're not winning.
Yeah. That's what happened for me.
But I mean, everybody had those odds.
You do the maths on the final scores to the people that were in the finals in their first round. I had the best window in the finals. So like I showed up on day 2. Just day 1, I shit the bed.
When they announced
them? I don't know about if it's. I don't know if I think it was like about 3 or 4. No, I caught Magic by like 13.5 points. So what? I'd have to look it up. But it was like by like 10 points or something. Like I had a clean window.
So you seem like the type of person that you don't keep any trophies other than first place. So do you get rid
That's all I can win. Actually, I've never taken second or third in anything. It's not by design. Like I mean, I would have loved the podium.
So never 1 second. Hey, he's first or he's last.
Mm-mm.
Wow,
if you're not first,
it happened to be twice now.
Hey, that's kind of sick because that's like you make it to the finals. You either win first or you don't. That's kind of sick.
WFCT, I took fourth in that too. And that was the 5th time I've made the finals out of 9 attempts. So it's like, yeah, like the odds of me going into the finals at that event, it's like me going in, I was 4 for 4.
Would you say that WFCT's, which event out of the 3 that you've been to, Tinter Battles, WFCT, or Film Fest, what do you think was the hardest?
Oh, WFCT.
Not necessarily as far as
WFCT is the hardest?
I would say so.
And just everything. PPF, window tinting, like their scoring is the hardest, their vehicles.
And they have the most competition too. It's the bigger.
I haven't competed in the PPF in a couple of years in WFCT, but I know they were pretty strict there. But I know if Tony is one of the damn judges, strap in. He's going to find everything.
Tony was South?
Tiger.
Oh.
Or with the guy, Autobahn rep. I should know his last name. I don't.
Kiger.
Is it Kiger? That's why they call him Tony Tiger.
Tony, yeah. I was gonna say, I think you're mixing that up with something else.
No, he has literally. My son has his little. They have like a little Tigger thing with Autobahn. Or no, it's not. It's the Kellogg's like Tiger. It almost looks
Tony
like that.
The Tiger.
Yeah. He has a little sticker. It's on my son's water bottle. It's hilarious. No, that dude is he's a hell of a PPF installer. And I mean, when he's judging something, I'm like, well, he's going to find everything in everyone's clear ball, like no matter what. The hardest.
They say auto is the hardest
to win. Auto is the hardest one to get through, especially at WFCT, because you're looking at 120 plus installers, which majority of the installers that go to that, a lot of guys won't go to it because they think that like, oh, I'm not good enough, or they're too timid to go, which I say that's nonsense. Just go compete. The only way to get past those nerves is to go compete. Yeah. You might shock yourself and crush it, or you might get crushed, but also you're going to learn so much from it. That's why I love the other competitions popping up, because now people will go to those. Like at Film Fest, it seemed like it was a smaller, more intimate competition. There's still a good amount of people competing, but like some guys that probably would have never competed. And now they're like, okay, I understand this now. And now they might go to WFCT or they might go to Tinter Battles. So it's a good way to get into competing if you want to get into competing.
I just think the crowds, I think people get nervous by the crowds. That's what it is.
WFCT crowds are big. And then also not being able to communication.
So the WFCT crowds are big.
That's a pretty big trade show. I mean,
how many people go to that one?
Well, you also got to think it's also a glass week too. So you have a whole entire glass industry there, which the glass guys are still going to walk over.
Same building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all one thing.
So it's glass and window film.
Yeah.
And they're doing the glass competitions at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
they do rock
replace
chip,
the windshield.
replace the whole windshield.
They got like a bunch of them.
Yeah. They used to do the award ceremonies together. They don't do that anymore. They've split them up now just because I think the competitions have gotten too big. And also the glass guys, if like usually what would end up happening is if Tint went first, they would announce
just
everything
auto
and they would
or
all
everything?
Everything. Or
so
no,
it's
flat,
auto.
no,
it's
flat,
all auto glass.
Flat glass, all auto glass. But if anything, it's just like the thinking that I guess the pressure that WFCT puts on you is the fact that like, I mean, the rules are the rules. As long as you read them and abide by them, you have nothing to worry about. But some people worry because the big talk on that competition is like, you got to really pay attention to the rules. It's like, they're pretty cut and dry and they're pretty detailed out. So just read that rules packet, do what that says. If you do have a question, go ask it during the meetings, and then you'll be good. But don't talk to anybody. Well, as soon as you enter the competition floor, you cannot take anything from over the railing. Do not talk to anyone. Do not talk to your competitor. You're not allowed to talk to anybody. It's just pretty much wait till they say go, and they say go, do your thing, throw up your done sign. And then they do have the extra little rules in there, which where people are like, that's not part of the installing, like where you have to cover your station. Like that's an easy 1 point where if you forget to do that, you lose a point. And within auto, that 1 point will get you in the finals or not.
So their rules are very cutthroat.
Hide the box. The box is exposed in any way or form. If they see the manufacturer's box, lose a point.
Wow.
which most of the competitions, if they find a blade, you're disqualified.
So it's like they're trying to find the elitist of the elite. One shot go on every level.
Yeah. And they pretty much just want to make it to where it's like, we're going to implement, can you follow instructions? Which in my eyes is a big part of installation. Like you have instructions you got to do within your company, SOPs that got to get accomplished. Can you follow them? Yes or no? Like, and if you think that the small little stupid, like why do we have to leave a note for the judges? Well, because they asked you to. Who cares? I mean, I've done it the last time I competed in auto, I'm fairly certain I pretty much just gave away that Chris was grading my window because I left him a smart ass message. And like, so it's like, they're like, write what you want. I'm like, okay, you got it.
For individual auto, it's not the full car on. It's like one roll up.
It depends on what Chris chooses the day he sees the cars. So Chris is the main judge for auto.
Chris who?
Brooks.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he can't compete in WFCT anymore because he jumps sides. As soon as you become a judge, you're done. You can't compete no more.
That's a good guy.
How long has he been
competing
for?
40 years.
So so like last year, was it just like a roll up? Was it the full car?
Last year, I wish I would have competed in auto. It was 2 roll ups. So you just do 2 roll ups, no quarter windows in 20 minutes.
No quarters?
No quarters. Just 2 roll ups. And then in the finals, it was a back window and a windshield. Back window and a windshield. So it's, in auto, there's obviously, I know there's a lot of talent in flat glass, but there's an extreme amount of talent in auto to where you have to have a day. And it used to be like, get into the finals, now the competition starts. And now it's a cumulative score. Like you got to be on from day one and you better roll that shit into day 2.
There's no glass boards either, huh?
Nope.
No glass boards, so peeling on the car and
Yep.
stuff.
At one point, if you brought it, you could use it, but then people bitched and cried that somebody had it and I didn't have it and they were able to drive and I wasn't. So it was like, all right, no more peel boards.
Yeah.
A bunch of the rules
I kind of like that aspect of it where it's like real old school.
Everybody's on the same. I like when everybody's on the same playing field.
Yes, but at the same time, it's just
read the rules.
Well, in my eyes, read the rules, and also if you're a high end installer, you want to say you're the best. It means you're a problem solver. Solve the problem. All right, you didn't drive.
That's
okay,
true.
When you fly in, go to our hardware store and go get a piece of plexiglass. You have a peel board now. Like, and then throw that shit away after you compete. If you think that's going to make that big of a difference in your install,
go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel pretty confident to go do that though, because mobile hand cutting, it's like another mobile job.
The mobile guys definitely have a leg up in the sense that they're in a different environment constantly. But even being a technical shop tuner and us tinting or pulling off peel boards, it's just knowing, get some practice reps in. Like, just make sure you wipe the car down and peel off the car. Like, that shouldn't be a hard thing to do. Like, for my PPF at Film Fest, I peeled my bumper, or I peeled my fender off the side panel of the car.
Do you peel? You guys peel? So, like, say you're doing the front passenger. Are you guys peeling on the front part of that passenger or on the back door?
Back door.
You do from back door to the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Grab and turn.
Grab and rotating.
I don't think there's a wrong way of doing it. It's what you're comfortable with. With me, I just want to be able to grab my film, turn, and put my film straight in. So there is no right way to that. If someone says like, "Now you got to peel from this way," you're not a tinter if you don't do like that's just nonsense. Like everyone does things. Like I watch Fernando air peel, and I'm like,
I was gonna say,
you have a peel board right next to you and compete. What are you doing?
If I'm mobile in a really dirty environment, I might even roll it up and reverse roll it and just peel it in my hand. And once I get it peeled enough, step on the liner and air peel it and stick it. That way, it's not touching anything.
Yeah, solve the problem to your best of ability. Like the guys that rely on peel boards, like you're gonna get thrown a curveball. You better practice. Like for me, that's everything in competition. Like if you're going to be using a film that you've never used before and you've known about it, say for like a month and a half, and you didn't take the time to say, call that manufacturer and say, "Hey, I'm competing in this. Can I get a sample roll?" Majority of the manufacturers that are sponsoring these events will send you a sample roll. They want to make you a customer. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Send it to you. Practice with the material you're going to install. Like if you're not going to do that, I don't want to hear you bitch at the competition. Why never install this? Well, you had 60 plus days to do something about that. Why didn't you?
I thought it would drop roll. I've never used it before, and then it doesn't.
That was me.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. You're not. I've heard a lot of people say that.
What competition?
Film Fest.
That shit drop rolls.
Solar Guard.
Yeah.
No, well, I just wasn't used to how aggressive you have to be.
Oh, well, which film was it? Silver? Oh, that drops for sure.
No, well, he should have he needed more slip in his bottle because it's PS glue. He's using Johnson. I'm assuming a lot of the film that you're installing is dry adhesive.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you were subbed for a dry adhesive. So yeah, that's just one of those things. There was a stand over there for everyone to practice, and I technically think I was supposed to train over there too. Just nothing ever accumulated of it. It was just most of the questions I got for training were people asking about sales. Windows. They weren't asking about like, how do I stick this? Like, no, I need to know how to sell this first.
Yeah.
And then I'll worry about sticking the stuff, but I got to sell it confidently first. So, I mean, it's one of those things like Solar Guard taking over as the PPF sponsor for Tinter bottles.
Dude, they're killing it. Solar Guard.
It obviously plays a huge favor for me. I use Active constantly. It's one of our main bottles that we sell. I have my slip dialed in. I know exactly how to stretch and tack that stuff.
Everybody in PPF has to use Active?
Oh, wow. Has to use Active. And I think that's one of the things right now where there might be some blowback in that. Some people might be like, well, I don't use that. Well, again, call Solar Guard, ask for a sample, use it. You only need to do like a fender or two to figure out how you want to mix your slip if you are a PPF installer and that's what you do for a living. You know, every bra you use, you're going to either use a different slip, different ratio, either hot water, distilled water.
How hard do you think it is to learn PPF?
To become,
I guess you know,
to become like be able to do a front hood and fenders without me having to look over it again. It's going to probably take 2 years.
2 years
to hand it off to somebody. To get someone who is a great second set of hands that can do still probably some partials and do stuff without being watched over 6 to 8 months. But like
PPF here,
Dylan,
he's good.
Yeah, so that's going to be my partner for the PPF is Dylan.
It's 2 people.
It's teams. You got to do a front end.
Oh, that's right. They just released that.
Yeah, so it's 8. There's only 8 teams. You have to do a hood, fenders, bumper, and windshield protection, WPF. Which I mean, I have all of those products.
I feel like if they're gonna do something like that, they should give a dedicated film for the shrink battles.
You're gonna have a hard time with that one. People are gonna bitch and complain all over the place.
Oh, is it not for shrink battles? You can use whatever film you want.
I'm fairly certain.
Are they gonna do like Film Fest? Each person got. That was.
I think that'd be a smarter way to do it.
Yeah, from my understanding is they're going to do the same thing. 2 people go out once. It's going on your time. Top 8 make it to the finals. Use what you want. Do what you want.
Yeah, you just see. That's where I'm just gonna start practicing nasty with the torch. I could already shrink with the torch, but a torch is gonna be your best bet. Top 8 go to the finals.
He can be, but at the same time, don't forget, Bam Park does not use a torch.
No, he's. I feel like he's the exception.
Yeah.
He is like the exception. He was killing people with the Steino.
Yeah, he's without getting. Well, if you can get a real hot heat guns are great because you're getting constant airflow. And if you watch him shrink, he uses it to his advantage. He goes slow and steady,
dude. But
because when he does that, it shrinks so much down without the going like that super fast. Like it'll still shrink, but it's just going to shrink much slower. He leaves it there intentionally and moves methodically, and he makes his couple passes, and then it's shrunk.
Dude, but even the Model 3 back windows, one pass.
Yeah.
Like one, not one pass.
I was standing
one
right
pull.
there. He did that thing.
One pull.
Yeah.
2 minutes aside.
Yeah, no, it's that guy's a killer. So from my understanding, yes, it's gonna be top 8 in time. I think PPF there might be a curveball or 2 coming out.
Did we sign up for? Am I signed up for heat shrink?
Yeah.
Oh,
but is it so? I wonder if it's going to be.
But PPF.
I wonder if it's going to be the same as last year because last year there was a heat shrink sign up. But if you guys notice, there is a entrance fee that is the exact same as heat shrinks.
You have to pay for it. You have to pay to get into the same thing. Like so, they're going to do the same thing like they did at Film Fest. But the only people that get to do that, like they
are the people that have the heat shrink card
that paid for it.
I got you.
Because you can't with the time restraints they're going to have. They're going to be, which I don't think it's anything new, or people wouldn't put 2 and 2 together. Like the competitions are going to start at 11, end at like 5:30, and all of them are going to be going at once. They have to.
They start at 11 and end at 5:30.
So you have heats going constantly.
Production going.
He has to go. It has to keep it going constantly. So you're going to have both auto and flat going at the same time. They have to.
And is it going to be like you can go multiple times on heat? Or?
No. You get,
wow, one shot.
I'm pretty sure you get one shot.
Damn.
That's where the torch is dangerous. Orlando, I won like 2 or 3 rounds because the other person torched their film and got disqualified. Never actually beat anybody, but I made it pretty far.
Typically, you did.
It's like
I feel like
as long as you shoot the 8-ball in.
Yeah, it's still a win. A win is a win.
Yeah.
Take the win.
I feel like as long as you go slow, though, most of the people that burn with the torch, they're just going too fast, or they'll put their heat in too much in one spot.
Yeah. You have a lot less risk of that with a heat gun. I got lucky too in Orlando. Like Shady was my first. I think he might have been my first person I went against.
No, he was the second one. He was when you guys were actually going head to head on your own windshield.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and we agreed beforehand, like asking each other, like, "You gonna use a torch or a heat gun?" I'm like, "Man, I'll use a heat gun, and you use a heat gun, and I'd rather use a heat gun." He's like, "All right, cool. We'll both use a heat gun." And then by the last round I got to, the other person was using a torch, and I didn't have one, so I was like yelling, like, "Somebody get me a torch!" I started with a heat gun. And then when they handed me the torch, I was catching up pretty quick, but then I
mid competition.
Yeah, mid.
Your
Tinter battles, man.
Heat gun, boom.
As soon as they handed me the torch, I switched to it. Yeah, and I was catching up, but then I melted it. So,
and that's probably the first time he's put a torch to film.
No, I've torched before, but not a lot. I saw people torching back when I still lived in Texas before I came back here. I actually came across people doing all kinds of shit I'd never seen before, but now I see it all the time. Wet shrinking. And instead of shrinking the finger from the top down, pocket shrink basically the bottom. And then I was kind of doing that earlier today.
That's why I did that film.
But I saw someone do that with a torch in Texas, and he was knocking windows out.
Pocketing it and
he was wet, separate the fingers, and you use a torch, and he'd hit the bottom of it till it's sealed down on all of them. And then he'd just go from the top of the finger down, and he did it on all of them, and then carted it all out in a couple minutes. And I was like, damn, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Chris Brooks does. And that's why Chris is like, wet's always faster. I was like, yeah, but like, and he'll say like, you have to put the dry shrink pep on the dry. It's like, yeah, but you also have to sit there methodically pull and stretch your film.
Individually separate.
Yeah, so it's time's the time. So it is what it is.
That dry is going to win most of the time.
There you go, Chris. There's your next challenger, Josh. Just saying.
Sure.
Believe me, I agree with you, and me and him argue about it. So please jump into the argument.
Again, it's the same thing as like getting good at using the film handle or not. Like someone that's put 40 years into figuring out how to wet shrink real fast is going to be fast. I don't think he's not fast.
No, he's definitely he's definitely the fastest wet shrinker I've ever seen, but because he never stopped doing it.
Sal's real good at it too. He does the same thing. When we went to Kyle Fuller's, he separated it like that.
He wet shrinks everything.
Pretty much. I think he does dry shrink certain things, but for the most part, he wet shrinks almost everything.
When is dry shrink, like, I guess, better?
Even Model 3 back glasses, they're wet shrinking. They're wet shrinking Model 3 back glasses.
I believe so. You'd have to ask Chris. That's what has led me to believe, at least. Can't say that he's actually said it.
Roofs, he's doing that.
Again.
Wow.
Well, the good thing with wet is you can stretch the film on. So you can reduce the pockets. So you can do that. That does help. But dry shrink almost 1,000% of the time. I guess that if you wanted to say if there is a time that I would wet instead, certain old school cars, and I'm like the 60s muscle cars, rubber gasket, that I'm going to wet shrink. So, but that doesn't happen, but maybe once every 2 years. Something like that. And like I used to hop on those because I just enjoy tinting older vehicles. And I stopped because like my guys aren't going to get better at it if I'm always the one who does it.
Yeah. I think maybe like doors, if you're not snap shrinking them on the peel board, like I would always do those wet.
Yeah, that was the majority of the wet shrinking that we did actually growing up is we put the film on.
I started petting your dog and now
I've done that. What do you mean petting my dog? Where are you reaching?
There's a
Get
dog
away from me
under the table.
Petting your dog. But no, doors. That was my dad's standard: is cut the pattern out, put it on the door, shrink it to the door. And then like I started messing with snap shrinking a little bit, and then as snap shrinking got more and more prevalent, I just switched to it. And then like I started training some of our guys and doing it the original way because it's a good thing to know how to do. And then it just came to the point. It's like, no, just become a real good snap shrinker.
What about really curved glass like Corvettes?
Snap shrink?
You just make a bigger pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you told me that once, actually.
Teslas. Like it took me a minute to switch to do that with like Teslas when they first were hitting the ground running. Like, and then even with like certain Corvettes, like the ones I still will wet shrink, Bug, like early 2000 Bug, that I'm gonna put on. Is that one I'm gonna shrink up and down? I'll split the difference. And I'll actually will shrink that to the top, which I rarely do. Rarely. You know, but
yeah, those old Bugs suck. The whole car sucks.
We used to charge more for those, and then, but when you get really good at them, then it's just like, no, I'll charge you normal price because, like the guy down the street, I know he's going to throw a price that's like $300 to $400 higher, so I'll come up with like a little higher, but I'm going to be cheaper. And that guy's trying to scare you away. I don't want to scare you away because I can do your car really quickly. Like I got that Bug back window down to 2 minutes and 38 seconds, shrink and installed. It's on YouTube.
Damn.
Yeah. You said how long?
238. So now some background to that. I was able to prep the window to begin with. That didn't count as time. And then also we got to the point where we were cutting the sides of the tint exactly to like, all I had to do is cut my top and bottom and then peel and stick. To where you had all the time in the world to prep your window and get ready. It was when heat, touch, tint, timer starts. So shrink the top, shrink the bottom, cut. As I'm peeling the film and wetting it, as I'm taking it off the glass, I'm wetting the backside of the film. So as soon as I put it on, I can squeegee instantly. Squeegee and no fingers could pop. 238. Now, that also came off me doing it probably 30 times in a week. Like, because it was like pretty much if there's no one here, you can keep going. So we just kept going. It was me and this one guy. That was
at the Johnson booth.
Yeah.
SEMA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like, I started doing that in 06.
Don't they have that like every year there?
Yeah, it's been there for a minute. I started doing that in 06. And it's like me and this one guy went back and forth. He won that year. And the next year, like I beat him. And like we'd always walk up to the board and that one person would have like a couple seconds left. And we started off with it being like in the 4-minute range. And like after a couple of years, we got down in the 2s. And then when I stopped doing it is when they got like, because they used to have like, I forget his name. First name's Fred. I forget his last name. He was the judge. He worked for Johnson at the time. And like they'd actually look at it and like, all right, there's no creases. There's water out of it. And there's no fingers popping. They'd give it like good, 10 seconds. Like, all right, it's going to pop. All right, you're good. And then you take it off. And for me, I always realize like, I'm not leaving it on. As soon as they say it's good, I'm grabbing the film. I'm ripping that shit off. Like, why leave something to question? Like, their rules. It's good. All right. It's coming straight off, no matter what. So me and that dude went back and forth for a while. And then when that guy disappeared, it ended up being like, I went there one year and like, I saw some guy like shrink it and like, kind of shrunk it, threw it on, squeegee through it, and creased the living shit out of it all over the place. And they're like, done. All right, that's good. Minute 38. And I was just like, well, okay, I'm done with this. And because they would give away like a Steino heat gun. One year they gave you a couple boxes of film. So like they were and it was more just like bragging and bullshitting between tinters. And then they got way too lax where it was just like, oh, that's good. And then the Johnson rep would reach in and rip it off because what he's doing right now, he's trying to court a new customer. He's trying to boost up that ego, which I get, sales tactic. Like, go for it, man.
I saw a guy torch that window.
Torches, I mean, I've never done torch enough to get comfortable with it. I think I could. Like, I mean.
It's not that hard. You need the right attachment.
Well, for Fernando, how he got good is he burned through like 3 boxes of film. And then by the time he was done with 3 boxes of film, it's good to go. And it's like, well, that makes sense. Repetition. Yeah. Do it again and again and again when they're doing that virtual shrink off. And that was like, I think 23.
That was like to get in, right?
No, it was an event leading up to the 24 Tinter battles where like, we're going to do a virtual one. Submit a video. Can't be no edits.
Like the back window he did in like 10 seconds.
Yeah. And because he kept perfecting exactly how he laid it. And like he was burning.
Poppy kept going back and forth with videos.
And Poppy, he was pretty cool at shrinking too.
Yes.
What's cool is Fernando just realized like they were going to keep going back and forth. So he recorded him doing it a bunch of times and he wouldn't post his best time. He would post his time that was just better than Poppy's. And then if he beat it, he would immediately post his next one that was just a couple seconds better because he already had a bunch pre-canned and recorded.
Yeah, he wanted to save his time.
He's like, no matter what he did, I knew I had one I could post that would be better.
Yeah, he's a killer competitor, man.
Yeah.
Killer competitor.
Yeah. Like I say, he looks for the gray. That's why he asks so many questions when it comes to competition. Smart. Like, find the gray area. Like me having the competition finals window in flat glass. Like they still kept the same window. I still used my same pattern to cut my mold of it, and then I split that in half. So I still had the edge.
I wonder if they're going to throw some curveballs on the flat glass.
Supposedly Sarah's saying that. I mean,
I bet they watched the film fest thing and they were like, well, that was interesting.
That's why she goes to all the events. Sarah Batter, she is the competition coordinator for WSCT.
No, I was saying Tinter battles.
What?
I wonder if they're going to have some curveballs for the flat glass.
I don't think he's going to be able to. In the finals, he might be able to do it. In the prelims, he ain't going to. You got 15. Like that schedule has to be hit.
Dude, 15 minutes is.
I would agree.
Now that.
Well, I wonder if he's going to leave the rubber seals in or not. And it's like, all right, pick your poison, pull your seals, or you're going back to leave the seals in and cut against them.
Even then, I would just card everything.
Yeah, I would tuck. I would just do my original thing. I would tuck. I have a feeling he probably will. I mean, he should just cut it down even more, do like a 10-minute thing, and just keep the seals pulled out like the team battles, and just give one installer 10 minutes. Make sure your cuts are squared off. Make sure the water squeegee out of the window. Like it'll be judged upon how someone can cut against that metal without a rubber and can square everything off. So I mean, it should be easier to judge, perhaps, but I feel bad for the judges of that competition because you have to walk up to two windows. All right, which one's better? All right, this one's better. All right, now we have to actually judge this one, and what we score it potentially get them into the finals. So I do like putting more of the power into the judge's hand, where they should be able to walk up to windows, and technically, it's giving them the power to say like, that's not a sellable product. Like I'm going to waste my time judging this. Like, why judge this? That'll save a bunch of time. Because unfortunately, there's going to be installs there. I'd say probably 40% are going to be like, just didn't have a good day. Not saying you're a bad installer, just things didn't go.
There's a lot of people's first competition.
I think it's going to attract a lot of new.
Yeah, and it's just like they're going to be put underneath that pressure cooker, and it's just not going to put up the best window they've put up before, and it's just going to be like easy to be able to walk up and go, nope, not judging that, and go to the next one. So as much as it is head to head,
eliminate anything that wouldn't be okay to be left on a customer's house immediately. Like there's a finger, done. We're going to the next one.
And the fact that they can take into consideration if both windows look beautiful, it's like, all right, we have to judge both of these, and then they're going to take that, take the power to judge both. So now there is no one DQ'd in that situation, which like in my eyes, that's perfect. I want to leave the discretion up to the judges. You're going to do a head-to-head battle to where, like, if mine does look better than yours, but yours is kind of like, you're out of the competition. So just make sure that you are putting a better window up than the person in front of you, but it has to be acceptable for them to judge it. If it's not acceptable for them to judge, yours might be better than theirs, but you're both disqualified because both windows suck.
So Worldwide Tint, what's going on new as far as like, you have anything coming out, drops or collaborations?
How many members are there?
About?
How many members there are, but as far as drops go, only released on the website is the white shirt. Frank, you want to get them shirts over there? All of them, actually.
I forgot about those. Right.
Which we got you guys a couple. So we just dropped. We dropped the white ones or the black ones? I don't even know.
No, we dropped the white one and the plotted tee.
Yeah, so we dropped the white one and then the plotted tee. So this is yours or one of you guys'. And then
why XL?
These actually feel a little smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, than the other ones.
And these are non-released.
Yeah, so these are not released. The black ones.
Oh yeah.
So those are unreleased. And then we got one for
Ricky. You pay me my $30.
It's a good thing I have cash here.
And then we just released hats. Actually, we didn't release them, but we did produce them, and a bunch of people
were thinking about launching them today.
Yeah. So I mean, as you can see, Ricky's wearing one, and then Chris is wearing one. We just basically got those in production and sold a bunch of them. If you guys were at Film Fest, so yeah, those are gonna get released soon. And then, more merch. I mean, we're going to get stuff ready for Tinter battles. So won't release those, obviously, before Tinter battles. So if you are going to Tinter battles, there will be new stuff at the booth. We're trying to figure out as to what we want to do at our booth, too, to make it more interactive. We want people to come to the booth and win something without even have to buy something. But we want it to be a competition, just like the event is. So
but our
trying to figure it out.
Our presence is going to be there, though, because there's like behind the scenes stuff that we can't really talk about.
Yeah.
But like, it'll be well known that we're there. You know, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff at Tinter Battles. So I think most of our attention is going towards that event.
So who's the next member?
Who's the next member is Joshua Miller.
Oh,
congratulations!
Congratulations, Josh.
Hey, Mr. Josh.
I have to have glasses?
You have to have glasses, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's appropriate right there.
Yeah, well.
I don't.
Member number.
I'm not.
We'll have to check right now.
You see at the beginning of the podcast where you're watching. It's like, oh, was he just wearing glasses? He's not wearing glasses anymore. What the hell's going on here? That's why they were laughing. I was taking my glasses on and off between us hard cuts.
So, is there any rules I need to know about being like a brand ambassador? Like, am I allowed to have an OnlyFans?
What do you got, Dante?
Is that no good?
Only
tints. You can definitely run that.
Okay.
It's not a problem.
OnlyFans is cool as long as we get a commission. I'm not against whatever you post on there,
Right.
but if you're wearing our hat though,
that'll be the only thing I'm wearing while I'm tinting a window,
and it won't be on my head.
extra slip, huh?
Extra
slip and important, just sauced out and extra slip. But
yeah,
no,
we're going all to the events too. So like WFCT. That's what I look.
Is there any
forward to
events you guys don't go to?
This year, no.
Pretty much all of them, huh?
I mean, I went to WFR once. The third one I didn't go to. It just didn't work out timing wise. Like, to be honest, I was going to Tinter Battles for a certainty. Like, WSCT was just kind of like afterthought. And then after some internal conversations and then also talking with the partners that we do have, we're going now. Because it was just going to be Tinter Battles.
How about SEMA? You guys have a...
We're going to be at Solar Guard's booth again this year.
We'll be at Solar Guard's booth again in the capacity of what we'll be doing there. That should be... that'll be told in the future. Don't know yet.
I can only imagine how exhausting the podcasts all weekend were.
That week was brutal. We did 16.
16 podcasts.
Yeah, it was rough.
You guys pulled some shit.
I got home every night feeling like so mentally exhausted.
You guys didn't go out?
It was worse than hell. I could barely fucking drive home. We fell asleep driving home.
We went to one dinner, and at that one dinner, he had an episode.
That was the very last day, though, right? So.
Where everyone probably thought, like, "Oh my god, how much does he drink?" No, he does.
I hadn't drank anything.
Because we had been talking the entire, like, we didn't take any breaks that day. Like, it was maybe we got some water,
back to back.
Didn't eat nothing. So it was kind of like one of the things we got there, and by the time we got there, his blood sugar pretty much crashed, and beyond that, he has a heart thingy to where all of a sudden people are like, "Hey, is your brother okay?" I look back and I see him, and like, I've heard this description before, so I knew exactly what was happening. And everyone kept walking. Is he okay? I'm like, yeah, he's good. And like, I could feel that everyone was thinking like, "Yeah, do you drink too much?" I'm like, no, he hasn't drinking a thing, nothing. Like, it's just unfortunately his sodium, potassium are in the gut.
My electrolytes were low.
Yeah, so it was just
that event was brutal.
But that was
the first time we ever been to SEMA. And that was like the longest 4 days. Well, then again, we went to Autofilm Mastery.
So you got there before it even started.
Yeah, so we were there we were in Vegas for a week. And that was honestly back when we were drinking. I'm like,
thank you for the donations.
Yeah,
for our school system. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Donation.
Did you gamble at all? Did you win?
Yeah, donations.
No.
Okay, that funds
I
our
think
schools.
I gambled maybe like $100.
We have a tax on where our school is supposed to get money, but somehow we're in a deficit every single day.
That's how we don't have state income tax. Is the gambling tax?
That makes a bunch of sense.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's so brutal.
I feel like I kept looking over at your guys' booth, or when I would walk by the Solar Guard booth, you guys were just interviewing somebody else.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
We were supposed to have gaps in between.
Dialing it down this year?
Yeah, we're gonna do like 6. Yeah.
Well, we only had 3 scheduled a day, or 4, and then it turned into like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
because people were like
names on there.
Well, it started off with us scared that we weren't gonna have anybody, and then by the time we started, it was like, oh no, we need more space. So it's like, all right, let's just not eat lunch. Let's move these 2 together. Let's push this one person back.
Well, that's just how it is in business too, though. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, we have a structured lunch, but like lunch could get thrown out. We're behind schedule.
Yeah. So it was just like, we were able to sit on with Kate and August, with Allie, like people like For like those people, we'd have to fly them out, which I've got no problem doing when it comes to.
They're already there.
But having everyone in one central location,
dude,
that was awesome.
Actually, it was a super sick experience. I thought that was like pretty crazy. But now going back to SEMA, I want to know like what's going to be like this year. I mean, I know everybody. Well, I don't know everybody, but I know most of everybody.
That's what makes the industry events even that much more fun. Is that when you start kind of going to them, you get exposed to more of the industry, and that's the only time you get to see those guys beyond seeing maybe their social media. So then you get to see them, and then that relationship gets even more developed, and then it gets to a point most likely, or most of the time, where you then exchange phone numbers, and then it's like now it becomes someone that you might talk to once a month, or if you have something pops up and you're like, hey, you know what, I can call so and so. Like for me, like me and Kyle Fuller, like we talk like once a month at minimum, and most of the time it's not even necessarily business. It's just calling to see what's up and see how things are going. Mm-hmm. But that's how that relationship developed. It was first started with Panorama, that conference, and then just us going to conferences. So
I feel like you guys like think the same.
Who, me and Fuller? Yeah, I would say so.
Super cool guy, dude.
Yeah, a wealth of knowledge.
Kyle's cool.
Wealth of knowledge, and like I forced him into those competitions. Like I signed him up. Like
he's so
I was
funny,
like, "You're doing
dude.
it."
He's always like, "Yeah, Ricky kind of just threw me in here, but you know, I don't know what's gonna go on, but we're just gonna try our best."
And he did great. He crushed it. Like he crushed his back window. Like I fell short. My bottom loading wasn't as good as it needed to be, and I ended up pulling trash.
Actually, after I saw you installing without pulling the sweep, I started doing that. Well, I didn't start doing that. I did that on a window. I don't know how you do that on like every car. Yeah, but it's
you have to just get the feel of.
To me, it's not as efficient.
Following through with pushing your film at the same time. It's all timing.
What do you think, Josh?
I think if you take the time to get really good at it, it works really well.
It just takes a long time.
But I'm a fan of if the gasket pulls easily, just pull it.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't disagree, but I wasn't trying to screw with a brand new C300 and get blamed for breaking something.
Oh, and you were the first round, huh?
Yeah. I didn't want to pull anything.
Dude, by the time we got to that final,
it's like, beep. Yeah. Like, let me just say, like, take it. Like, I pulled on it once, and I was like,
no. We're all messed up.
I mean, even before the competition started, I'm the one who picked those vehicles up. I pulled on those doors before the day before.
You know what was crazy is that on one of the rounds, I was watching Magic, his competitor, and because his competitor was on the front driver and he had access to all the switches, he actually rolled front passenger.
That's why I hate driver's side. I don't want to be responsible for it.
Yeah, and there was some like, hey, like, what are you doing? But the guy was like, it wasn't intentional. Like, I didn't mean to do that. But
that happens in auto.
Yeah. That happens. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't think there's really anyone there doing that intentionally.
No shot.
Yeah. But
then it was crazy because then he got into the finals, and I think he podiumed for individual auto or no?
Who? Magic? I don't recall. I don't think so.
No.
But no, I look forward to the next upcoming competitions. Can't wait for more of the collabs. I know we have talked about possibly doing a collab with Born to Tint.
Yes, sir.
Was it Born to Tint or Tint Lab?
Oh, both. Tint Lab will be even more an exclusive one. I think that's one I'm going to want to make, and then the only way you get that is you got to be in Tint Lab to wear. Allows them make it a super exclusive shirt. But like the Born to Tint one, that one, do a full drop with that, and I've ran some ideas by you guys, and we'll see how that goes. But look forward to competing. Thanks for coming out again. Definitely appreciate it.
Sir, appreciate you having us out here.
I think the switch and the name, you could have told them the pound sand, but why make waves when where you guys made the change? Love the new name and love the culture of what it's building. Not brand oriented when it comes to manufacturers, industry, installers, like people, not the manufacturers. So absolutely love it. And, again, can't wait to sit down and do this again.
Sir.
Thanks for coming out again, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Later.